The publication of History of Souls of White Folk is complicated. It was revised, I believe, at least once, perhaps more than once, by DuBois. So it was published in different forms. And I think that the last form is what we're reading, which was published around 1920. But I know that it was written during World War One originally. And that's important to keep in mind. DuBois, of course, is American, African American, and writing during the First World War, and writing either just before or during America's participation. I think before America actually joined the war. So that's the background here. Is World War One, and it's very important to keep in mind, right? Because Du Bois is basically saying that the white world has gone insane, morally insane, in a violent, homicidal way. But particularly, this is I guess on page 4. Again, bitter irony. But there's one line in here I think is quite important to remember. It's in this paragraph here that begins, "Conceive this nation," and he's talking about America, "of all human peoples engaged in a crusade to make the world safe for democracy." Can you imagine the United States protesting against Turkish atrocities in Armenia, Armenian genocide, while the Turks are silent about mobs in Chicago and St. Louis? What is Louvain compared with Memphis, Waco, Washington, Dyersburg, and Estill Springs? These are all places where African Americans have been tortured and killed, that is, lynched. In short, what is the black man but America's Belgium? That's the line that is the brilliant line, I think, that needs to be remembered. What is the black man but America's Belgium? And how could America condemn in Germany that which she commits just as brutally within her own borders? One of the big propaganda moments of World War One is German atrocities in Belgium, which is very much, I mean, I don't know how much of it was true in terms of how many atrocities the Germans actually committed when they invaded Belgium in World War One. But it was a very big propaganda thing in England and America, the German atrocities in Belgium. And I'm not saying that there weren't German atrocities in Belgium, but here Du Bois says, what is the black man but America's Belgium? That is, the hypocrisy is what he's pointing out. For Americans to condemn Germany for their barbarities, their savagery, and their human rights violations, basically, in Belgium is to ignore that black people in America are lynched on a regular basis. That's why he mentions Chicago, St. Louis, Waco, Washington, Dyersburg, and Estill Springs, all places of infamous lynchings, which is, what is a lynching? A lynching is the torture and murder of a human being, and in America, a black human being. So, what is the black man but America's Belgium is a bitter recrimination against American hypocrisy. How can America say that it's bringing democracy and justice to the world when barbarity and savagery are regularly practiced and, if not approved of, then not punished in its own country? It's a raging injustice and a raging hypocrisy. Quite a line from Du Bois. That line, "What is the black man but America's Belgium?" Amazing.